OuterOrange.
Hello, my Vanguard people, and welcome back to another, I swear you heard me, another video. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about Counterblast denial, and very specific Counterblast denial. We are talking about VPremium Counterblast denial on grade 2. Specifically, when you or your opponent enter the grade 2 turn, Counterblast denying that turn before. Here we go. I've been playing a lot of VPremium in the last week, I would say. Me and someone else have moved in. Now they're my roommate, and we've been playing Coin Selection 1 and Selection 2 stuff. And something occurred to me, and this occurred to me a while back, but now it's way more relevant than it was back then. And the relevance is every deck has, or at least majority of the decks have, some kind of grade 2 that says when plays Counterblast, do something stupid. And I'll get into that a little bit deeper, but the topic of today is pretty much that and how to deal with that. But we're also going to talk about pretty much 3 things. Vanguard before this meta became a thing, and why it's important to Counterblast deny your opponent before they hit grade 2, and pretty much where meta is now and why it's, you know, relevant. So let's go on into it. So before in the past, back in the dark days of 2020 and kind of 2019, pretty much, there was like kind of this meta before the big ban list happened on Hyuga and stuff like that and Silver Thorns. But there was kind of this meta where, like, if the opponent gets their grade 3 turn and you're on your grade 2 turn, chances are you're gonna die. Like, it was just kind of like a really dumb meta. Unfortunately, this meta didn't get better, it got worse, and that's why like Vanguard kind of got a really weird state during 2020 before Overdress got announced. So we had it before where pretty much if you get to your grade 3, you just go on the slaughter fest because you get power and you counterblast for all this stuff, and it really didn't even matter if you counterblast deny someone because like sure, Yuki was like a thing, and that's a soul class card, and Excel existed because Excel 2 existed, and pretty much what happened was people would just draw into their pieces and would just do stuff even around their CB. So even if you counterblast deny someone, it really didn't affect it too much. Counterblast denying back then wasn't as crucial, I guess. It didn't really change the game as much. But then in August 2020, we had Kagero came out, the Overload the Crossbow. I'm talking about specifically global, while Japan also got the stuff in the same type of path. They got a little bit earlier. So the Cross came out, Great Blue stuff came out, Sherrod came out, Lord came out, all of this stuff. We had booster after booster after booster after booster. All this stuff came out, and then we had the Bermuda Triangle booster, which, you know, flopped and stuff like that. And then right after that, we had clan selection, right? So we had, this is like the timeline that we just discussed. And during this timeline, we progressively got stronger and stronger and stronger cards, right? And then clan selection came out, and well, let's talk about it. So clan selection came out. If you include clan selection and the cards from that booster, there's something that's drastically changed in the meta, and that is the fact that almost every single clan has some kind of card that is a grade 2 that says when placed you counterblast and you do something. And usually whatever it is you're doing, it'll really accelerate your clan in some way, shape, or form. A really good straight off the bat example, I could think of 2 right off the bat, is Angel Feather with that grade 2 that says when placed take a damage, deal damage type of thing, like with the put the card into your hand. And then there's Counterblast, of course. Those are kind of the main 2 that came out recently that kind of really pushed the deck. Gurgit also, I believe, has cards that do that. Sanctuary Guard has cards that do that. The new DI stuff has stuff that does that as well. It's pretty strong. Even DI in the past with Emblem Master, if you honestly deny that 1 CB, it's actually really good because they can't do a lot. But even new DI relies on that 1 CB. Current spikes, if you give them a counterblast, they like completely pop off. Like, you're on your grade 1 turn and they're attacking with their grade 3s, like no joke. Like, their grade 3s are on the board, they're attacking for 13k, you're an AK base, your 5k guard no longer matters. That quick shield in your hand, it's not doing you anything, you're dead. You're not dead, but they'll push you to 3 damage easily, and then you'll have no way to come back when they're on their grade 3 turn. So this is my tip of the week, Counterblast denial. So what you do as the opponents, so say you are on your grade 1 and your opponent's about to enter their grade 2 turn and it's your turn to attack, just don't do it. Just don't attack. Reconsider your life, don't swing. Now keep in mind there are some decks that don't care. The one I can think of on the top of my head, well there's 2 actually, is End of Stage and Highlander. Neither of those require CB, or if they do require it, they just don't care about it until really, really late game when it doesn't matter. The main decks, and actually literally all the decks that are currently in meta, we got Luard, we got Gear Chronicle, we got Link Joker, we got Grand Blue. What else am I missing? What am I missing? Bermuda Triangle, Prisms. So that's 5 decks, right? 5 decks that are currently pretty strong right now, I would say. Definitely Grand Blue and Prism, I feel like really fall into this pretty harshly, though Prism's not as bad because the CB is not like that game changing, but Grand Blue, Columbard is very game changing. Oh, Angel Feather. I just started thinking about Angel Feathers. Angel Feather, but there's a ton of clans right now that just have that CB, and you may not want to give them that CB. Like I said, you don't always have to rely on this tactic, you don't always just have to not swing, but it is important for you to think about if you should swing or not, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is you gotta think about it. Like, what are you facing? And what is their Counterblast going to do, and how much is it going to change their game? If they can do multi-attacks and lots of attacks and get cards out and do a ton of BS with one Counterblast, it may be a good idea to not swing. Like I'm gonna use a simple example, is Grand Blue Columbard, because I'm most familiar with it. If you attack your Grand Blue opponent and you give them that CB and they are holding Columbard, they're going to ride Columbard, they're going to Counterblast, they're going to search for whatever it is they need. So the top 3 probably is Navigator, Ghost Ship, and Beatrice the Ghosty, Ghosty Leader. So why? Why? Because Navigator for the mill, so that way they can push you to a ton of damage with their Skull Dragon. Beatrice, because then they can use her skill without counterblasting later on, and then just getting the Skull Dragon set up. Or Ghost Ship, because that card is a 24k attacker, and it draws you a card and it retires itself. So against stuff like Link Joker, it has no problem dealing with that. So if Link Joker gives Grand Blue a Counterblast, they're just gonna go into Ghost Ship, and guess what? Now Link Joker has nothing on the board to lock. That's mainly it. I don't know where exactly I was going with this video, but I really wanted to talk about Counterblast now on grade 2 turn, because I've noticed as I've been playing clan selection that seems to be just a huge thing. Like, it just seems to be just like something that can really push a deck really far, and then you'll probably lose due to it. Story time, I went to a tournament like this past weekend, and I gave my Grand Blue opponent a Counterblast, and I probably died because of that. I had these on hits with my Bermuda Triangle, and I really wanted to use them, and so I did. That's literally the only reason I swung. I swung because I had 2 on hits. I had an Ellie on hit, and I had the Redka on hit, which was draw a card, and then Ellie search for herself. So I gave it to him. Worst decision of my life. He had the perfect hand, so he was able to just completely pop off on me, and I died because of it. So that's my story of the day, guys. Be careful with your Counterblast. I'm not saying completely don't swing. That's not what I'm saying. Just keep in mind, I'm not saying don't swing. What I am saying is be cautious of what you're swinging to. Keep in mind of any drive checks you may have seen, any mulligan you may have seen. Just keep in mind of what your opponent is doing and why they're doing it to differentiate if you should swing or not, and depending on the deck you are facing. So if you know you're facing Spikes or Grand Blue or Angel Feather, maybe don't swing. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Just be cautious. Just keep in mind of when to swing, because that can really change the game around to your favor or to your opponent's favor. And that's pretty much where VPremium is right now. It's slowly starting to head towards that way, where grade 2 turns are getting more and more and more insane. I don't know if it's going to continue to be like that. It may not be, but I will say that it is definitely changing. And anyway, I don't think this really is as important if you're going first, but if you're going second, just don't swing. Don't do it. But yeah, anyway guys, that's all I have for you today. That is it. That is all. This is my morning before I start work video, and I'm done, and I'll see you guys in a future one, whatever it is that I choose to do. I'm not opening up my transmission screen because it's been acting weird, so I will see you guys. Whoever has subscribed to me recently, thank you so much. My sub count's been going up. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully by the time we hit that 1K, I'll be able to have a beautiful room to show you guys. I'm sure I will, and if I won't, then I'll figure it out. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this informative. Hope it's useful to you. Hope it helps you in your game plan. Hope it helps you just think through how you want to deal with your opponent, maybe why you're losing, why you're winning, all that fun stuff. Maybe I should do that why you're losing, why you're winning video. We'll see. But anyway, other than that, peace out. Das vidanya. Bye guys. See you guys next time. Bye.